Hey guys, here with Kimbo and Luke, and we're going to have a sort of a special open edition chat because I don't know if everybody realizes, but Kim and Luke have both done every single open. So they've done 15 opens in a row. So since it first come out there, and that's actually, there's not that many people that have done that. And we've actually got two people in our gym at the Mona Gym who have, who have been through this. So yeah.
That stat is on the top of my CrossFit, CV.
Yeah. It's
because you've probably got people that have done the first one, but not everyone has done 15 consecutive
it's our claim
opens.
to fame.
So yet.
And I will also say we have done every single workout every year. That's
Yes.
I think
At least once.
Yeah.
At least once.
I mean, I'll give you that. You've done more attempts than I have. That's for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's start with, so over those 15 years, how's the open changed for you?
You go, Kimber.
Oh, you want me to go?
You go.
Okay.
Yeah, you go, Kim.
Well,
For him personally, is that what you're saying? Is that the question?
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Like the meaning of it.
Not the structure of it, because the structure has changed.
Yeah, and we'll get a bit more
lot.
into that. But yeah, for
Yeah.
you personally.
Well, the first year I started doing the first year the Open began, I thought I was going to qualify straight away. So I just went in.
Qualify for what?
The regionals at the time, and it was 60 athletes. So I was told by my trainer at the time, "You'll be sweet." And I was like, "Okay, here we go." Did week one, and I think there was some kerfuffle happening straight away in classic CrossFit mode, and I think they extended that first year or something. Yeah, I don't know. But I did week one and did okay-ish, and then week two I did terrible, but then still thought I was going to go through it, which I didn't at all. I wasn't even close. I can't even remember. So I think what I realized in the first year was that it was a good lesson because people are way fitter than you think, and keep looking at other scores is just pretty demoralizing. So so slap in the face year one, and then I've kind of gradually just gone downhill from there, really. No, I've had a lot of iterations. I mean, I competed pretty seriously for years. So, CrossFit was my number one thing. And like Nick said in the other episode, a lot revolved around the Open because I had to try and do well
a
in
year
the Open.
around it.
Yeah. That's it. So, and now I'm just doing it for the enjoyment of it, really, I think. So yeah, that's kind of been a short version of my changes through the years.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's pretty similar in a lot of ways in terms of there was a lot of years there where it was done fairly intensely as like an athletic pursuit. I think with me, when the Open started as well, back then I was affiliate owner of CrossFit Active, so it was also being a part of the community and the importance of that, like as the owner of the gym and that kind of thing as well early on. But these in more recent years for me, I always want to have it as like that yearly check-in to like keep me accountable with my training, see where I'm at, get some feedback on how my scores went relative to the previous year, and I actually find it more motivating for me. It sort of spurs me on to try and set some goals for myself for the next, period of time.
Some years it's a bit of a reality check.
Some years it's a bit of a reality check. Some years I'm like, it's also quite a busy time for me with like coaching people online and that kind of thing. So I'm like, we were having this conversation yesterday where I'm like, oh, this time of year is hard because coaching demand goes up and I'm getting pulled away from training a bit more, so I can feel my fitness starting to sort of go down a little bit as we go into the Open, and everyone else's fitness is usually going up a bit more. So that I struggle with that a little bit in more recent years. Like, it never makes me think I'm not going to do the Open, and then when I do the Open, I always love it because the enjoyment I get from it now is more so on the side of like the energy and doing it with everyone from the gym, and challenging myself to do a hard workout, try and put my best score up, and just feel the energy of the gym in the lead up and people training towards it, and then the process of then feeling that sense of accomplishment for doing it, and then setting some goals and intentions for their training moving forward. They get inspired and that kind of thing, and I sort of that just in turn keeps me driven with what I do. And then from a coaching perspective, I love it because we get feedback for our gym and for our program that we also send to a bunch of other gyms around the place and our athletes. So I get this, really enjoyable experience of seeing how our training system is, the results it's got, and
So do you have KPIs for star strength about how many athletes go through a certain percentage of the leaderboard?
yeah. Well, yeah, I've got all
Do
kinds
you?
of like. Well, we've got every athlete we work with individually, so we know what their goals are and where they came last year. So we've got reference points from previous years and stuff that we use. It's a pretty important way for us to like collect data because you've got someone in a competition setting with a judge. It gets recorded and then that gets compared against a worldwide leaderboard. So it's really useful from that point of view with the numbers and stuff. That was a pretty long answer.
Yeah.
But the importance of it from an individual like athlete perspective for me is sort of come down a bit over those 15 years, and then what's gone up is the coaching aspect and just like the community fun aspect as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you asked me about like on you'd probably like
I mean, yes, like
my
maybe
athlete
the
brain switches
importance
on a
of
bit.
like not needing to qualify for the next level has gone
Yeah.
down a little bit. But I've seen you both do open workouts, and you still
taps into something.
you still tap into something that. You can go to a dark place still. I've seen you.
Yeah.
And you seem to be able to bring it out, especially for the open.
Yeah, I mean, they're the three workouts that go the hardest all year, for sure. by a long shot. Yeah. I think my day-to-day RP is like 5 to 6, and then...
And then you just go straight up to 11 or 12.
Yeah.
8 and 9, maybe.
Yeah.
11, yeah, maybe.
Although,
Probably looks like 11.
There's also
Open.
there has been some observations in the gym lately of Kimbo
Oh, here we go.
trying a bit harder in workouts in the lead up to the open as well,
Oh.
and putting up some movings pretty fast.
I think that's just...
Is that coincidental? Is there
think
truth in that?
No, I don't think there's any truth in that. I think it's just...
It's just instinct.
I think it's just a reputation you get after a few years, and then people notice your good workouts.
Yeah.
Also, I don't train that often, but then if I do come in and have a workout that suits me, and then do okay in it, I think then people notice. But
Yeah.
But I think that's just all smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends. With the open, it just depends what comes up.
I think
usually,
it's because you've got a different gear for the open as well. Like,
Yeah.
which a lot of, I
Definitely.
mean, gosh, we got like everyone in the gym trains so hard, but then, so it's hard to then step it up a little bit. Whereas I think you guys, after training for so long, you sort of have different gears, which you can.
Yeah. I think, and that's something that
Competition brings out. As
Yeah, well, the whole intensity thing, I mean, I could talk for days about this because one of the things that CrossFit says it does, it's high intensity training, and sometimes people perceive that as being it's always got to be like full effort every single day. But I think what we've learned over the years is you pick the day. You some days, depending on for whatever reason, you're prepared to go really hard and you want to go really hard in the workout, and then there might be other days in the week where you're kind of kicking it back a gear and still getting a beneficial session, and but it might not be to that degree where you're just killing yourself to get a best score.
And in your to your point there, like you guys are doing so much better than when we started with CrossFit. Like you're very clear with what you want people to put in whether or not they're feeling good or bad, all depending, like what effort makes sense.
Yeah.
But whereas back when we started, it was just 100% effort every day.
Yeah, it was all about. It was all about just you have to go all out, and the more intensity, the better. That was a big mantra of CrossFit in the earlier days in the training methodology.
Yeah.
People probably don't remember Pukey.
Yeah, Pukey. There was a little mascot for CrossFit.
Oh,
but
that's right.
It's not
It's
really
gone away
seen this year.
completely,
It's gone
yeah.
around the place. But it was like Pukey's like this clown that's like spewing up in a bucket or
Well, it's a
whatever.
badge of honor if you
that
threw up
was-
in a workout.
Yeah. Most
Yeah.
gyms had
So
a
bad.
Pukey bucket around, and
Yeah.
So silly.
Yeah.
yeah, so
It's
they
kind of evolved a little bit.
A
in
lot.
that time.
Yeah. And then intensity is an important aspect of it. You do need to train hard to a degree, but moderating how frequently you do that through your weeks and your days, and we have deloads and things like that. But it's also an element of quality you want to maintain in the training, not just pukey sessions every time.
Definitely not.
All right. So 15 opens.
Yeah.
However, well, like some years there were 5 workouts, some years there were 3. What's the most memorable one? What stands out the most? I think Luke knows his. So
I think you should start.
You
Yours is
start.
good.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this before. So the last year that I think it was 2015, the last year that I was really trying to qualify through to the next level, through the regionals. They take the top 30 in Australia, and I was on the cusp. Like, I think it was a 5-week open back then. So week 4, I was going into week 4 sitting in like 29th or 31st. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was the last open week, week 5, and the workout was rowing and thrusters, like 27, 21, 15, 9 or something like that.
and you love rowing, don't you?
Oh, I hate running. But that workout I actually did 4 times.
That's a brutal workout to do 4 times.
In the hopes of trying to qualify, knowing that it was going to be very close. And
How were your scores? Like which attempt was the best and worst?
the second last one was the best.
Okay.
But you just
So
had
the
to.
first one, I knew I was going to have to go again. It was done on like a Friday or Saturday. My second one was, I think, Monday morning.
God.
Holy moly! Did you do 2 in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cutoff for score submission
Tuesday.
is usually Tuesday morning around 11 or
Yeah.
12,
So the-
depending on daylight saving.
So Saturday morning with the gym. Okay, yeah, we got to do it again. No worries. Knew that was probably going to happen anyway. Monday morning, did it. Pretty happy with it. Improved my score. Adam Peary was the other gym owner with me back then, and also coaching me basically. And after that workout, I was lying on the ground. And I go, and I'm looking up at him.
He said enough.
And I go, how was it? He goes, it was good. You did good. And I go, have I got to go again? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay. So
oh, he couldn't. He didn't have to tell
Yeah.
you straight away.
It's such a cross. We go, yeah, yep.
Yep.
and I'm like, tomorrow, and he's like shaking his head. And I go, tonight. He's like, yeah, tonight. So back in the gym that night.
That was your best attempt.
Yeah, that back in the gym that night, and like everyone, there was a few other people redoing similar boat, and like big atmosphere in the gym. That everyone knew what was on the line.
Yeah.
And I remember just absolutely selling my soul, getting a better score again somehow, getting it, and being pretty like, okay, that's it, like, you know. And then the next day, just watching the leaderboard scores coming
Scores are
in, just
trickling
waiting
in.
to see if I could get that 30th place, and no, and I knew, you know, by that stage you know all the names of all the people's scores that are coming in and stuff. So you're waiting for old mate from wherever to put his score in, and then I'm like, I don't want to leave anything to chance. I'm going to go one more time just to, you know, really make sure that I've left no stone unturned. Get the equipment out. Chad, the other gym owner, came in, and I got him to judge me. We did it, and I get to the round of 15 thrusters, and I knew I wasn't. I just had nothing left, and I actually didn't finish the work. I collapsed at the 15th in the 15 thrusters, and then as it turns out, I just end up just qualifying, but like
In 30th.
far out. 4 attempts later, 3 within 3 attempts within like a 24-hour period almost, and I was in 30th.
That is crazy. And a brutal workout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
All right, Kimbo, what do you got?
Well, I think I've got to say, I think it was 2012, and we had 7 minutes of burpees.
Oh,
It was a pretty iconic
Yeah.
open
Yeah,
workout
yeah,
that everyone remembers.
is that a bit
And-
of a wheelhouse one for you?
Yes, I don't think it's any secret that burpees is, pretty much maybe my best movement. But 7 minutes almost regardless of how you look at that.
Well, the
is
better you
pretty
are,
painful. It was really bad. And that year we wanted to go to the games. That was as a team so that was the goal for the whole season. So
was this
pressure was
with
coming on.
active?
I was at athletic.
Oh, athletic.
Yeah. So Wall was my trainer at the time, and I think Christian judged me, but Wall was there as well. And we wanted 20 a minute for 7 minutes, so it's 140. And I was just short. I think I got 136. And I've never had a workout where, because it's so monotonous and you're
You're jumping up to
focused.
touch a target, so it's not like a normal burpee. You've
That's
got to
right.
actually jump up.
Yeah, we haven't seen that standard since then. But yeah, basically start start chest on the floor and then you jump up and hit this target above
Did
you.
everyone have the same target?
6
or-
inches above
Oh,
your reach.
yeah,
That's
okay.
right. And I actually saw flashbacks, obviously in my brain, from like my childhood and
Whoa.
stuff. It was wild. I was so delirious, and they just kept coming trying to get me to do 20 a minute. And I can't remember what minute.
my
Your
God.
mind just goes completely out the window. So that one is really memorable, just because I've never hurt that badly.
You
ever.
just went to a completely another place.
Yeah, it was, but it was pretty fun getting a score, and I think they wanted me to redo that one,
You're like,
just because we were trying to go really, really good.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, there's no way.
can't do it.
that's
all I
that's
have.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I still remember that really clearly, and that was 2012.
And that was
It's a long time ago.
like pretty. The fact that they programmed that, I couldn't see them doing that again. Like I think just commercially for them,
Yeah.
like the participation rates would probably just drop
Well-
off a bit,
Yeah.
and 7 minutes of burpees,
Yeah.
like that's
No
Well,
one
they
enjoys
ha-
that.
yeah.
They have announced that there's going to be a repeat open workout, as there are most years.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any predictions on what we might see? Not 7 minutes of burpees.
Yeah, Buster the other day, I was having this conversation with Buster the other day. He thought the one that had the thrusters and the double unders,
10 rounds.
the 10 rounder, and I thought that's not a bad.
Please no.
That's one that I could see coming up for sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
Actually, that's my least favorite open workout. Ever.
Oh yeah.
Thrusters and double unders.
That thruster and double underwork. Like I haven't never done that again since the open that it was in, and like that's like my demon.
So
If I had
you'd
to
love a
face
chance to
that
have another crack
no,
at it.
I vowed never to do that again unless it came up in the open.
Well, I was gonna say the repeat is probably the thrusters and the rowing.
Ooh.
We'll get to see you do that
Oh,
again.
imagine.
Oh.
I'd actually a sick part of me would actually enjoy that. Yeah.
But we gotta ask you the same, Paige. What's your most memorable?
Yeah, because
open
you've
workout?
done almost 10 opens or something, haven't you?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if this is because I started CrossFit in 2016, but I can't remember if I started at the end of 2016. So my first was 2017. So this would be my ninth. I think. I think that's actually it. So yeah, it's not quite. I don't quite hit that milestone yet. So I don't know if I'm worthy of.
Well, you can still tell us
that's a
tell
lot
us
of
your
open
favourite
workouts.
workout.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or most memorable.
Oh.
Most memorable.
almost repeats. That seems to be
I
a
know.
theme.
I've never been a big repeater. I did really like the year that we did the Diane. You know, it was Diane into heavy Diane with handstand walks.
Oh yeah. So Diane's handstand push-ups and deadlifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 21, 15, 9 handstand push-ups, deadlifts into heavy deadlifts and handstand walks. And I just unlocked my handstand walk, so it was like, I'm getting there.
Big
I'm getting
moment.
there. But my deadlift wasn't that. Like, it was
Yeah.
quite hard to get through the 21 because it was very heavy. I think.
Yeah, it was. I
was-
can't remember the weight.
yeah.
But yeah.
It was pretty heavy once you got to that weight. But I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that. I don't know if that makes it my most memorable.
We're getting handstands for the first time in an open
Yeah,
workout. That
I
is
think,
awesome.
like
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of the cool. Like that's one of the things I like about the Open each year. I mean, for me, who was never as competitive as you guys, so I've never been in a position where I've been trying to get to the next level, but I've always enjoyed. Like unlocking a skill and then being able to test that in the open or, get to it. Like there was the year, when you have to like work to getting to the ring muscle ups or getting to something. And
Yep.
I always really like those ones.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's always a huge moment
Yeah.
in the gym. Yeah, I love it when someone gets their first muscle up in the open or something like that. Or
Yeah.
or there's that bottleneck in the workout that
Yeah.
people are like, can I get to that part? Can I get that thing? And then
Yeah.
it's cool how they program that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then just talking about like qualifying through the next, stage. They've done something a bit differently this year,
Yeah.
which I think's really cool. They've got this community cup, which is
It's kind of like almost replacing quarterfinals,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, because it's like kind of for the 99% of people doing the Open that aren't going to semi-finals and trying to qualify for the games, it's like how we continue our season.
yeah. So it's another opportunity to compete
Yeah.
online. A similar kind of thing to the Open in a way, but it only goes over 1 week in June. And so the way it works is everyone who takes part in the Open goes through to the Community Cup, but they get assigned into bands, like
Seeding.
levels, seeds.
Yeah.
I think they've got 5 different different levels basically, and then when you do the community cup, the workouts will be programmed suitable for each of those levels. So I think that's really cool how they've done that.
And you just compete against your level, and it's like all of the age groups are within it. So
Yep.
So I mean, we're all masters athletes now.
Yes, we are.
So
Well into
but if we're like level 3, we'll be competing against all the level 3s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
And do you know what happens in that 1 week in is it July you said? Or June?
Yeah.
Do you get 3
it's in
new
June.
workouts then? Or
It's in June. I think there's probably a 7-day window, and they release. I think it might be like 3 workouts.
okay.
And
That's pretty cool.
during that time, you come in, you log your score, and you can you submit it at the end of the week. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to run, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So this is the first time they've done this, so we'll obviously have a plan around how we're going to
run
facilitate
within
it
the
here.
gym. Yeah, because and that's the cool, like everybody can choose to do it. It's not like it's not a certain cutoff, but you'll be competing against people of the same level as you.
Yeah, and I think what's likely is that they'll probably end up being our CrossFit class workouts during those that week, I would say. But
Okay.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Okay.
What else do we have to reminisce on?
I've got a question because there is a lot of years of experience here. What is your biggest advice for people that are participating this year? Paige, maybe start with you.
Can you come back to me?
Okay. Luke, you're up.
No.
Biggest advice?
I think the mindset is, like, challenge yourself. Like, come in with a bit of a game face, like you want to give the workout as a good hard crack, and try to reach a new level of. Some workouts are. They're very simple workouts and they're not very technical with the movements, and you can just focus on really pushing hard. So it might be the focus, or it might be something that's a bit more technical and you have to focus on trying to get that technique for that skill. But whatever it is, try to have that focus of getting your best result on the day and tap into that. But also try to, at the same time, just enjoy the experience with the community around and having fun with it and encouraging everyone and that kind of thing. It can invoke some nerves and adrenaline and that kind of thing, and that's a natural part of sport and competition. So embrace that feeling, but try not to let it overwhelm you and spoil your enjoyment of it. It's navigating both those feelings.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got mine.
Yeah, go tell me.
Have a look at the workout before you come on Saturday.
Simple, practical steps.
Read the movement standards just so you know exactly
what's happening,
what is happening, what the workout is. What's going to be expected of you. There's kind of different levels. Decide if you want to do the RX version, the scaled version, and just know how it's going to run so you're prepared and you're not rocking up and what are we doing today? Because
you can come in and then it's you've got 3 or 4 questions you need to ask, and then you're a bit on the back foot because you don't know actually what's happening. But if you can know the stuff before you come in, it does help.
And we'll be we'll obviously put the videos up in the community group. We'll probably post them on Instagram. They'll be, hopefully you'll have lots of opportunities to see them.
On the Friday, before coming in.
And to that point, I think if you're someone new that's competing for the first time, it can be a bit confusing with the workout briefing, what's happening. It might not be that easy to understand exactly what is expected. So maybe that person should ask someone.
Yeah,
definitely.
That'd be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
Because come and ask us. And we'll try and get that information up. But you'll definitely have questions. Yeah. I'm sure, especially if you're first open. So, we want people to come and find out and be curious about a bit of jargon in there, and it's they might know
and
the
I
names
think
of the exercises.
sometimes it's different as well
the
because
movement standards.
Because there's movement standards, and you're either doing one of 3 different versions of the workouts, and you can't chop and change depending on you might have one skill but can't lift the weight. So if that's the case, then we might need to do the scaled version of the workout, or vice, you know what I mean? They prescribe exactly what the movements and the weights are, so you have to kind of do. Yeah,
you'll either do this version or this version, even though you
can't do the weights from this and the skill from that or something like that.
Yeah.
I think asking is just really helpful, and you can also ask kind of the basic questions to people that you train with. I mean, Buster messages us about what shoes to wear, if you should be wearing knee sleeves for this workout.
What should I eat?
When am I eating? What should I be eating? Yeah, like those questions are pretty normal even for people that have gone to the games, so like Buster.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And this year we've got the team captains going on, so they can field questions.
Yeah. Nick loves
Nick's
the
happy to
questions.
field questions, aren't you, Nick?
But if you're not on his team, beware of the response that he gives you.
Yeah, meet at like 4 p.m. or something. That's not going to be the right time for the workout. Yeah. What is kind of your number one thing that you need to have for the open workout for you guys personally?
Wow, what do you mean?
Anything. Like, do you need to eat a meal at a certain time, or actually we're doing it in the mornings, or do you need to make sure you have a certain pair of shoes, your favorite skipping rope? I don't know. What's the one thing you couldn't do without in the open?
I'm funny with my warm up. Like I'm pretty picky with making sure I'm like getting my joints feeling good and like I'm not
really?
like.
So are you gonna do the workout?
I'm not good at like holding a conversation when I'm warming up. Like if you see me warming up for a workout, I'm not.
So when
you know what I mean? Like I get a bit tunnel vision.
Very tunnel vision. Like, and he'll probably just like the heat before he's meant to go. He'll just like block everyone out and just focus on.
So we were just saying everyone should ask you questions, and now we just know that you're gonna be like,
just check to see it's not like in the 10 minutes before my workout.
He's about to go on his workout that he might not respond.
Okay.
What's your
good warm-up routine? Mine would be good footwear for sure. So the right shoes for the workout. If I had, So I competed yesterday randomly without knowing. I went to take photos at a comp.
You got
roped in. I did not have the right shoes. I was just wearing runners.
And it rocked you.
I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't ideal. Because the first thing I was thinking when I got asked, I was like, "Fuck, I don't have the right
Straight
shoes."
away.
Yeah. How about you, Paige?
It's probably food. Like I get a little bit, like just making sure that I've eaten like an appropriate amount of time before, and then it doesn't go too long before I work out, like that sort of stuff, being hydrated. I mean, obviously, like, that's the sort of stuff that I think about, but also probably shoes and the right sports bra.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Sports bra.
Good advice.
No, but that's a good point with a nutritioner. What is just a broad advice for, because we're going to do it on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What would you advise people to do?
I mean, it's obviously individually dependent, but I would generally recommend having breakfast 2 to 3 hours before your heat is meant to go. So if your heat is going at 8 a.m., I'd be having breakfast at like 6, and like by breakfast I'd be having like some protein and some carbs, some oats or something that's going to give you a bit like complex carbs that's going to give you a bit more sustained energy, and then probably an hour out I'd be having something a little bit more fast absorbing. So
Senek needs to get
like
up
half
at
a
4
banana.
a.m.
Yeah, half a banana. My go-to at the moment is like a pikelet with some jam, that sort of stuff, sipping on Powerade. So you've hydrating, you've also got electrolytes coming in. But having said that, like, I mean, that's kind of what I would recommend for, myself. But probably for most people, don't do anything too different to what you normally do, is more of a practical approach, because at the end of the day, like, if you're not used to eating in the morning before you train, and you do, then you probably will feel a little bit uncomfortable. And and at the end of the day, like, they're usually like the workouts that we're looking at, they're usually like 7 to 15 minutes. Yeah.
So they're not enough time to really get super depleted like a half marathon or something. But you will do better having some kind of fuel in your system.
And if you don't feel comfortable having
not doing it fasted,
a full meal, I would definitely recommend at least having something.
Big dinner
even
the
if
night
that's like a
before.
banana. Yeah, big dinner the night before, lots of carbs the night before. And then in the morning, if you don't want to have breakfast, like even if it's a banana or some orange juice or some toast, something carb based because that's the energy system that's most easily you're able to tap into for these workouts.
And that will definitely make a difference. Than doing it fasted in the morning.
Yeah, it'd freak me out if I went in not eating. I'd probably be thinking about that. I'd probably be
more than anything else.
But that's because I'm used to doing it. So
be organized, I guess, will make it more enjoyable.
If someone is judging you, or they want to offer some encouragement or suggestion during your workout, cheering you on. What do you want to hear? What do you want to not hear? You know, do you care? You know, some people they get motivated by hearing certain things, or you know, they want to be told to hurry up, or you're doing great.
Hurry up, it doesn't help. For me.
No.
But I like getting cheered on. Like I'm not against cheering
so do
on.
I.
I do. Like I love having help with knowing where I'm at in the workout. That is a big one for me.
That's my big one. I want to know where my reps are at. Like,
the judge is counting out loud the reps.
Yeah, or even
That's
letting me know
round
I've got two left or stuff like that. Is super helpful.
Like, you get like wad brain and you forget where you're at. Like, So I mean, I like that reminder.
100%.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you not? This is good for me to know because.
Are you going to judge Paige?
Yeah, if I'm, I want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing.
Generally, we don't recommend partners
asking for a friend.
You're actually, I mean, I think you're generally pretty good, but I think most of the time, I mean, I don't know, like when I'm in the workouts, I'm not really listening to what's going on. Like in my head, I've thought about the workout. I kind of know where I'm at, and I've got my pacing and you know, so like I kind of know. So when I'm being told to, hurry up, go faster, I'm like, oh no, I'm not really listening to that because I know that I can't go faster right now.
Or if I do, it's going to be too fast.
It might not look very fast, but this is as fast as I go.
But except towards the end of a workout.
Except towards the end, and then
at the very end,
and then
like 1 minute left.
Yeah, when it's 1 minute left, it's just get in my face and yell at me to keep going. Don't put it down. Don't drop the barbells.
Not when you're like 20% into the workout.
Yeah, not at the start.
Definitely not at the start. Yeah, on a 20-minute workout. Yeah. How about you? What do you like to hear?
I like people encouraging me. I think I can be probably sent over the edge a bit if people are telling me to go harder too early.
It's
a bit of an art. It depends on the workout, doesn't it?
But I do that with you. Like I'm always in your face.
Yeah.
Get a bit.
No, I don't mind it. I'm happy for people to tell me to go faster or just egg me on. It tends to work better for me. Well for me.
I got one. How do you guys handle no reps?
I mean, this probably doesn't sound very humble, but honestly, I don't get many no reps.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. He's right.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
But if you were to
it'd
get
be rare.
one, even if you thought like you're doing a wall ball and you're pretty confident in your position, but you get a no rep
for depth,
do you stop and say something to judge, or do you just keep going?
No,
you
just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm moving. So I'm spending. Actually, this is how I look at it. When I've got no rep, especially at live competitions. Yeah. I just try to be energy efficient.
Yeah.
So whatever I need to do to just stay relaxed and maintain my energy at a steady level, that's what I'm doing. Arguing with a judge is never going to help. I have asked at regionals in Wollongong on the floor about standards because it was a bit confusing, like where we had to be and stuff. So, but that's just a question, and you're trying to get them to clarify. But yeah, But I'm sure if you got a million no reps, you'd probably be a bit frustrated. Yeah. That goes back to your point, right? Like being organized before and knowing what's kind of expected in the movements is helpful.
Yeah, well, don't be afraid to give no reps. I would advise to people out there.
Yeah. Are you going to judge each other, and are you still saying that advice?
Well, I would hate to get to the end of a workout and be told by someone, I don't know if that's some of your reps. I'd be like, well,
I'm pretty sure
know,
he's no repped me when I've been doing the open pregnant.
Hey, I've no rep myself in a workout.
Sometimes he no reps himself, even though the judge doesn't say it. Like the judge will be like, "Oh, you're done." He's like, "No, I've got 5 more." and even if you think it's a no, you're like, it wasn't a no rep, but okay, cool. Do a couple more reps.
Yeah. I think the topic around no reps is that ultimately, most of us here are competing against ourselves. So the better and more efficient you move and the higher your quality of movement standard is, that's probably going to count for more than your actual score on the leaderboard. You'd be surprised how few people actually look up your name and your score on the leaderboard. Probably no one.
No one.
But we all watch you when you do the workout in the gym, so we see where you're squatting at and how you're moving. So if you're doing that poorly, people probably remember that
more so than anything else.
Impressive
the
score.
actual level. Yeah, you're right. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, there's two things I wonder that are kind of two ways to go into an open workout and the whole 3-week period. So so one of them is effort and the other one is like efficiency.
Yeah.
So how do you guys approach that? Because we have talked about going in and giving it your best effort, but also you want to go in and be smart and execute properly. Let's
but
say
also like not leave anything.
Yes.
Like you're not leaving anything on the table. Like you want to. Yeah,
because sometimes your best effort might require you to rest for 15 seconds before you go for another toaster bar, so you can get a nice efficient toaster bar in, and not like a slow grindy one where it takes more energy, like that kind of stuff. So, or pacing the start of the workout so that you can finish a bit faster at the end. So
would you say that you're better at executing or effort?
Me
in the open workout? Yes, both of you. Because they're two quite different
I'm probably
things.
better at effort.
I'm probably better at executing.
Yeah. So you're quite different, both of you there.
I'm probably better at effort.
Why do you say that?
Have you seen him at the end of an open workout?
I think I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit like optimistic about what my ability is, and then I'm stubborn to like try and get that, and then persist in the workout to try and hold that pace. I set myself a goal that I think I can do.
So you go in with a game plan, it goes out the window, and then you're dead at the end, so that your effort is good.
Yeah, but I've been guilty of both. Like trying to be efficient and smart in a game plan, and then getting to the end of the workout and thinking I've done a good job, and then after later realizing that actually I should have just gone a bit harder and I would have gone better.
Yeah.
You know.
I often have that. That's the thought that I have. Especially, the last 2 years, not in 2023, I was pregnant. And then last year I was like 4 or 5 months postpartum.
Yeah.
So last year I was just really focused on moving well. I think because I hadn't had a lot of intensity in my training.
Yeah, you're trying to look after yourself.
And I remember that first workout with the burpees over the dumbbell. I definitely finished that thinking, okay, cool. I think, I underestimated that. I could have gotten a little bit harder. But it was all just new and I was figuring it out.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So this year, I think this year
no
I'm going to focus a little bit more on my effort.
But do you go in, Paige, with a pretty good plan or a solid plan that you're trying to follow, or?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
I think you go in with a plan that's pretty close to what's going to actually happen, and the difference would be, a few reps here and there, or 20 seconds on the result, kind of either way.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like just get to this point in the workout, and then just
go.
Yeah. Because I always find I have to get to a certain point, and then I can
open up a bit.
I have to make sure I can get this far, otherwise it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Well, I think that's been pretty good, reminiscing and talking shop about open strategy and stuff like that.
I know, now I'm just thinking about what are we going to say? What are we going to do?
So just take it nice and relaxed, and and then you see me and him on warm-up pacing. And
if you haven't seen
screams
Luke, if you haven't seen Luke do an open workout,
arguing with my judge and blowing up.
Even if you're not doing the open this year, come down and watch Luke for a
if nothing
spectacle
else.
on Saturday.
So are you planning to do the heat 1 or the last heat?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you, actually. What's the best strategy
last
there
week
for
we
you?
just slotted in.
Last year we just slotted in.
I remember we did one workout with 20 minutes before the last score submission. So we didn't get it done on Saturday. We had to do it on Tuesday at I think it was 10:30, and the scores had to be in by 11, and it was a 15-20 minute workout.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
Yeah.
I think
This year, it might be better to go sooner in the proceedings for me. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe we'll kick each week off with a head-to-head.
Oh, yes. I like it. Well, I think you both should. I mean, you and Darius are battling pretty well these days. The scores are a bit back and forth.
He's got me concerned. He's going very well, Darius. And
yeah.
He's been putting in the time, and he's looking in good form. So
he's going for that top spot.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's got his sights set on it. So. Making me nervous.
I've been battling it out with Nina in class, but I think she might just have me this year. I'm scared.
It's fun to have someone to battle a little bit
It is.
with back and
And
forth.
it's that
though.
friendly
Yeah,
competition, hey?
banter.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you train with a lot of
Yeah.
those people every day, and
Yeah.
and they give you a good gauge of where you're at, and you push each other in workouts. So I think it's cool to have like a bit of a,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I remember like one of the class workouts this week, and like Nina and I were like very close. And in my head, I'm like, if I can go unbroken on this last round, I think I can get her. But then I got there and I couldn't go unbroken.
It slipped away from you.
Yeah,
It slipped out of your hands.
Yeah.
I know exactly that train of thought.
Maybe
That's
next
happened
week.
heaps of times. Yeah, it's so funny. You're like, yeah, I'm close, but if I do this, I'll get it. And then
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like,
like she's in
nah, it's not
front,
happening. Yeah.
Where you come in and you're like, what did they get? What did so and so get this morning on the workout? Like in the afternoon.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks,
So,
Kimbo, and
15th Open coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Have
we'll
you
make
both
it.
registered? You have.
Nope. Don't ask me about it. Don't ask me about that.
That's
because
part
I'm
of your
terrible.
tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, I registered the day before.
But will you register early so you get maximum points?
I
for your
might have
team?
to. I didn't know about that rule, so
Yeah.
yeah.
might have to break protocol for that.
Depends what team I'm on. If it's Nick, I'll probably get in trouble if I don't register. So yeah, I'll register.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.